Hello and welcome to a new unit for maths called the Properties of Shape. This will be all about using a protractor. So you do need to have got hold of a protractor in order to do this lesson. If you need some, I've put some in a little table in the porch of the school. So if you go there between 9 and 3 any day this week, you'll see a little pot with Year 6 labelled on it, and you're welcome to help yourself to one. Anyway, here we go, lesson 1. Remember, there are two different types of protractors that we use. On the whole, the semicircular one is the more normal one to be used, and if you buy a set from a shop, that'll be the sort that you'll get. And you can see, I hope, that along the bottom you've got 0 to 180 or 0 to 180. And you always read round, don't you, from the 0 upwards. So 0, 10, 20, 30, each little mark is 1. If you're measuring an angle the other way, don't start at the 180, start at the 0 on the inside. Okay, so moving on to the circular protractor, it's a little bit harder to see, but you do still have the 180 straight line in the middle of it. When you place it on your angle that you're measuring, you need to make sure that you get this little cross in the middle onto the vertex. And this protractor is this cross in the middle that you place on the vertex. So I'm just going to draw some lines and measure them and model how to do it just to remind you. Okay, so looking at this angle here, we want to know how big is this angle. So we get our protractor and we place it as neatly as we can onto the corner with the base line of the angle along the 180 line or along the 0 line, making sure that the vertex is right in the middle of that cross that I mentioned. And then we read from the 0, 10, 20, pretty much 30 degrees. For this one, it's going the other way. We still have to make sure that that cross goes on the corner. Oops. And that it's along the 0 line. But this time, the angle's in the other direction. We mustn't start reading the outside scale, because otherwise we are going to say that this angle is 125 degrees, and it quite clearly isn't because it's acute. So we must remember to use the inside scale. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, halfway between 50 and 60. It's about 55 degrees. Not very accurate with a whiteboard pen. If I want to draw an angle, I start off with a straight line, and then I put my protractor so that that cross in the middle is on the end of one line. And if I wanted to draw, say, a 40-degree angle, here I would need to go from the inside scale, 10, 20, 30, 40, and where the 40 would extend out to the end, I put a little dot. Then I move my protractor out of the way, and using a ruler, I join up the end to the dot. Imagine I have a ruler. Beautiful straight line. So this here, and we draw it with a curve, is our 40-degree angle. So what I'd like you to do is pause the video and use your protractor and try drawing some angles and measuring them and really getting used to how you use the protractor. Make sure all the time that you consider if an angle is less than 90 degrees, then it's acute. So you cannot possibly have it measuring something like 150 degrees. That would be talking rubbish. Okay. When you draw a right angle, remember that that vertex is always marked with a little square, which shows it's definitely a right angle. Not 89, not 91, but exactly 90. Okay, so for the first lesson, all I would like you to do is to get your protractor, get your ruler, draw some angles, measure them, and get really, really confident with them. Do remember that you can also have obtuse angles, okay, obtuse, not obese, obtuse. And those are the ones which are larger than 90 degrees. So if I wanted to measure this particular one, I would get my protractor, put the cross on the middle like I did before. I'm measuring this line here, and I'm counting from 0. And it goes right round, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, etc. Right round to, I would say, just over 145, maybe 146 degrees. And notice how you can have angles that start from the middle of a line, just like you can have them starting from the end of a line like we did just now. Okay, that's the end of this video. Hope you get on okay and look out for the next one. Bye.